What's going down, everybody? It's your boy Young Cause, the man that they love to hate, but they shake his hand anyway. We are here at a special event because we technically shut the podcast down for the rest of the year.
That's right. Very true. Very true.
But my good brother Ernest, I.am.J.a.u.s.e informed me that Cocktails and Intellect podcast should be at this particular event, the All Black Affair, for the beginning of Classic Weekend in Orlando, Florida. And y'all know how big that is. FAMU versus BCU is crazy.
Yes.
So yeah, we here, you know, and just want to sit down with a few people. Well, we're gonna try to sit down with a few people and chop it up with them. We got attorney Ben Crump pulling up. We got Greg Francis from Francis and Osborne.
I'm just not gonna do my intro.
No, hold on, pause.
God damn.
No, I just wanted to let them know. I just wanted to let them know what we're doing here. This is completely different from what we usually do on our regular podcast.
Very true, very true, very true.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna switch up a little.
So I just wanted to let y'all know that this is why we're here. Shout out to the boy Ernest, the OG, you know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all for allowing Cocktails and Intellect podcast to come and sit down. But of course, I got my good brother with me.
Yes.
The man, my co-host. You already know what time it is. Let's go.
Yes, sir. You already know what it is, man. DJ Cnel. When they ask you what time, tell them it's prime time, man. I ain't gonna lie. You was going through it a little bit. I'm like, damn. So I'm just not gonna introduce myself.
Son, come on, man. It's a different atmosphere out here, baby. You know what I mean? We got the wireless mics and all of that. Like, we're not even on the boom joints. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different. But yeah. So just wanted to let y'all know what was going down. In the midst of everything going on, in the midst of me sitting people down and us sitting people down, I will post some recap footage of what transpired tonight.
Yes.
Downtown Orlando at Debonair right now for the All Black Affair for Classic Weekend, and it's crazy.
Very sexy. Very sexy event.
Very sexy? Is
very
it very
sexy. Very demure?
Is it?
Listen, we not Gen Zers, man. It's a very sexy event, very
Definitely.
Nice, grown and sexy event, man.
I mean, y'all see.
My man came out in the peacoat like he back in New York or something.
Niggas seen me in this peacoat for 7 years, but anyway. Hey man, listen, we'll be right back though with our first guest soon, all right? Shortly, and we definitely might have a guest co-host popping up with us today as well.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all stay tuned, man. Listen, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the night. You already know what it is.
Yes.
We back. Told y'all we had something special for y'all.
Yes.
I mean, I really did tell y'all that. I've known of this particular individual for a while now.
Yes.
He's sponsored events and he's been a good activist in the neighborhood. His firm has done amazing work when it comes down to civil rights and what have you, criminal law, right?
Right.
So I'm surprised that I'm finally getting a chance to sit down and meet you. I'm be honest with you.
Long time coming.
So if you could please introduce yourself to the people so they know who we talked to today.
Yeah, I'm Greg Francis. I'm a lawyer here in Orlando. I've had the privilege over the years of representing a number of black farmers who were discriminated against by their very own government, the United States of America, and I was able to achieve previously $1.25 billion resolution on behalf of those black farmers, and more recently, because the discrimination hasn't stopped, another $170 million about 2 months ago.
Nice.
Sir.
Nice.
Sir. You didn't do that no justice. You were telling people where they could find you at.
Well, my firm is Osborne and Francis, realtoughLawyers.com. We're here for the community. We're here for our people. Listen, when I grew up, I didn't know a bunch of lawyers growing up, and that's a void that I intend on filling, and I try to fill each and every day.
Okay, all right. Well, the crazy part is like this is the thing about our black community, for the most part, to me at least, is we hear lawyer and we're like, oh my God, that's a lot of hard work to become that. Everything's hard work to me.
Right.
My whole thing is like, what was your journey like even trying to become a civil rights lawyer or what have you? You know what I mean? Like, why'd you even, why?
Right. You know, I kind of fell into, they say purpose has a way of finding you. And I'm really a personal injury lawyer by profession, you know, representing people in auto accidents and medical negligence, those type of things. But I was contacted by some black farmers when I was in Mississippi running an office, They wanted to come and meet with me. I said, but I'm in Mississippi. One was in Oklahoma, one was in Texas. And they said, we'll be there in the morning. And when they came that next morning, I really didn't think they would.
Right.
They drove 8 hours and 12 hours respectively. When they came the next morning, I knew that this was something that I was committed to and convicted to ensure that the black farmers got their due justice.
Okay. Nice. And so from there was it more like I gotta do this more?
I got to do more of this. I got to do more and more of this. You know, again, like I said, once purpose finds you, and you kind of fall into it, and you know, just follow that progression. Okay.
Well, the reason why I'm asking you this is because there's always a something that you go through in life, through your career, that you're like, you know what? This is what I want to do, and I want to take that path. Like you said, you started personal injury,
right?
And I'm sure you still probably can handle that, but you're a lot more focused on.
Right. I'm a lot more focused on larger cases. You know, I represent a number of pastors who've lost their retirement fund. You know, at this point, it's about helping the masses all at one time. That's important. When I got involved in the black farmers case, I was with a very large firm, and I thought I was going to have all the support that came along with handling a case like that. But the reality of it was they didn't believe in me, and they didn't believe in the case. And they refused to give me any money to advertise, to get clients. So what I did is, you know, you got to find a way sometimes.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
sometimes it's not a straight line, and I found a way by reaching out to farmers during the evening news, and I hired a media consultant. He helped me get out there and really got me ingrained in the black farmer community.
Okay, understood.
As a criminal justice major myself, I do have a degree in in criminal justice, whatever the case is. So, you know, I do have a little bit of a law background and stuff like that. So, my question to you is, I know you start off with personal injury. A lot of lawyers usually when they get into one lane, they kind of, for the most part, kind of stay in that lane. And now, at my age of 35, I've actually been thinking about, you know, I was talking to my wife the other day. I'm like, you know, I think I kind of want to go ahead and see if I can transfer some of these credits over and maybe potentially try to maybe become a lawyer, maybe one day, whatever the case is. So
it's not too late.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's too late too either. But from what I see, usually lawyers when they kind of stick to one lane, they kind of stay there. Is it kind of hard transitioning when you're kind of used to kind of handling certain cases to going into something completely different?
Yeah, it is a challenge. It is a challenge because each discipline within law requires different things, and the different rules and laws and case law that you have to kind of know. But, you know, I have mastered, and I work on every day, and I talk to my kids every day about doing hard better. Nothing in life is easy, worth having. You just got to be able to do hard better. You know, redefine what that is. It's a challenge, not necessarily a roadblock.
So how long have you been doing? Taking on criminal cases and stuff like that?
I don't really handle criminal cases.
Well, not criminal cases,
although my degree in undergrad is in criminal justice.
Okay.
I don't handle criminal cases.
Okay, not criminal cases, but I guess like we're dealing with the farmers. Those would be like, I guess, class action suits.
Class action suits and civil rights.
Civil rights. So how long have you been in that lane? Like transferring from personal injury?
Yeah, ever since the black farmer case, I've become more involved in civil rights and class actions involved in civil rights. You know, I grew up right here in Orlando, in Richmond Heights.
Oh, okay.
And I understand what it was to not have representation.
Right there for Richmond Heights, man.
You already know.
Time for Richmond Heights. So I knew what it was not to have representation, not to have someone standing up for you. And I just vowed, you know, as I grew up and as I became a lawyer, that's something that I would do for my community, is to stand up for them and to stand in that gap.
Nice. All right.
Listen, I have a personal question to ask you offline, but I just want to touch on something. Where can you guide? Because you're big in the community, and I'm sure that you don't have a problem giving consultation or advice, at least. You know what I mean, to our young kids coming up.
Right.
You have a lot of felons out here for either selling or having marijuana, and you know that's $1 trillion industry right now.
Right.
How do you guide them as to how to get those felonies off of their back, especially if they're first timers?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's one of the biggest travesties is that the state of Florida and many states in America are making money off of marijuana, while many of our young brothers and sisters, for that matter, are being locked up. My encouragement to each of them or all of them is you got to get out there and advocate for what you believe in. And we have to actually get involved and vote and be involved consistently. They're not going to just wipe it off right away, but I think we're making strides towards removing some of those blights against people who have had, minor marijuana issues.
Okay, and now mind you, I've heard an answer like that before. Mind you, and we keep it 110% on this podcast. That to me was a perfect answer, but also it was the political answer. Is there a thing that someone can do that you know of, just off the top of your head, to start that process of getting that felony expunged or sealed or what's the word? Pardoned.
Right. Well, currently, at least as far as I know, there's nothing you can do proactively now other than advocate for that change. I'm saddened that the recreational marijuana didn't pass here in Florida because I think that would have been a big step towards normalizing marijuana use and decriminalizing the possession of it.
Did this election? How did this election affect how you are going to move in this community?
Or did it affect it at all? Did it make it better?
No, listen, this has been an interesting election, and it's going to be interesting to see how this really plays out. I really am disheartened as an American and as a member of the community with the choices that the community has made. But if we're a part of democracy, we have to respect it and deal with it. And I also recognize, as one of my mentors called me and said the other day, it's only darkest right before the dawn.
Oh yeah, true indeed.
We may suffer and we may struggle for a while, but there's another side to it.
All right, now I know you got to get back to it. You got your peoples in there. We vibing out. Classic Weekend. Appreciate you for even stopping by, coming through. As one of the hosts.
Right.
You're very important in the community, but I did want to ask you this. When it comes down to the community in general, what advice would you give to young lawyers or activists who would aspire to follow your footsteps?
Invest in your community. This is the community that will support you professionally, personally, but you have to invest something back in the community. You can't go to a bank and take all withdrawals. You got to put some money in there at some point. And I think it's important to put money back in there. Look, for me, education has been a game changer. Growing up in Richmond Heights, but having the opportunity to go to undergrad and go to law school has changed the trajectory of my life, and I understand what it is. So I try to make sure that young people are exposed to it, understand that, and take advantage of the opportunities.
My man, my brother.
I do have one last question before we.
Of course you do.
Super quick.
Cnel always does.
Super quick. If you don't mind, where did you get your education from?
I'm a graduate of Oak Ridge High School.
My man.
All right.
I'm a graduate of Oak Ridge High School and then University of Florida undergraduate and a law degree from University of Florida.
Nice.
Wait, hold on. Now, since you had one last question, one more, and this is it. We're gonna wrap this up. Check this out. It's Classic Weekend. All right. It's either three things. Which team you got? Fam, BCU, or your
Hell Wildcat.
Yo, listen, man. Greg, thank you so much for coming on. Please, once again, before you leave, please tell the people where they can find you at on any or all social media platforms.
Sure. Again, realtoughLawyers.com, Real Tough Lawyers on Instagram, and Greg A. Francis on Instagram.
My man.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Listen, y'all. We'll be right back. All right,
Yes.
We're gonna pull up with another guest. We don't know who it is. It may be a surprise. It may not be a surprise. Who knows? All right, yo, love y'all to death, man. Be right back.
Cocktails and Intellect podcast. We'll be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I did tell y'all you never know what the fuck is gonna happen on this podcast. You never know who's gonna pop up and sit down and chop it up. Cnel had to leave because he had a prior engagement in which he had to attend, which is all good because once again, this is Classic Weekend. I got my family out here with me. Y'all already know who it is over here. Tell the people who you are, where they can find you. That is your camera over there.
J Fortune campaign season in full effect every year, all hours.
All hours. And y'all already knew who the fuck I am. But Jay, thank you for filling in for this particular segment of Cocktails and Intellect podcast for Classic Weekend at the All Black Affair. Shout out to Ernest, I am Jay Events again, and we got a special guest on the show right now, honestly speaking, because this is the person that made me want to do podcasting. While Jay allowed me to hone in on my craft because I had to watch him talk on the mic and everything like that at a particular radio station. This particular young lady asked me to come and do her radio show with her for the hood. Please tell the people who you are and where they can find you at, and that is your camera right there.
Hello everybody, my name is Loudwine, Norcilus. You can find me everywhere at Loudwine.
Fuck, just hold it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Just hold it.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah,
that's so
I like
much
that.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Such a difference.
Oh, whoa.
Hi everyone, my name is Loudwine Norcilus. I am a couple different things. I am Mrs. Haiti World 2024. Almost 2023. I am Mrs. Haiti World 2024. Like you said, I did do radio for about 5 years, and my latest was on the record radio show on 98.5 for at least 2+ years. And we are thankful to this gentleman right here because without him, we would not be here. He opened the door, and then here we are, and here we go with Cocktails and Intellect.
And so where can they find you at on social media? Did you say that already?
Oh yeah, so you can find me on Facebook, my full name, Loudwine Norcilus. You can just find me on Instagram, Queen Loudwine, and everywhere else with that same YouTube, Threads, Twitter, everywhere else.
All right,
Queen Loudwine.
Bet. So, I mean, what's going on with you? How you been? Like, what's popping with you? What's going on in the city?
Great. I'm doing great. It's quite a few things on the roster. I just started my own business launch pad, helping people start businesses and grow. So that's been definitely something that I've looked forward to because I spent the last 6 years building and working on the board of directors for the Greater Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. So I've seen how being a director help people in their business, and I wanted to kind of create the same thing, but a little bit more in depth because a lot of times people don't know like how to go from point A to point Z. So with our launch pad, with a little bit of an incubator effect, we are bring you in and teach you like all the steps on how to start your business all the way down to funding.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's awesome because obviously this seems community based, right? I know you don't want to keep yourself in a box, but what communities are you more focused on at this point with this business that you're launching or have launched, particularly before you try to branch out anywhere else? Or are you just going to go for the gun and anybody can get this type of help?
Sakafet. Of course, I will always bring this up to my community, the Haitians. However, Charisma is not specific to Haitians. It is all open to everyone who is in corporate America who would like to start their own business.
All right, awesome. Go ahead and flip that right there that way so we can get some light on that beautiful face. There we go. Awesome. Jay, let me ask you a question.
Yes,
you
sir.
and I both have known Lulu for a while. We know Lulu for a minute, right? And I bring this up to say this. As part of the Haitian community, but you're half Jamaican, so.
Absolutely.
But still, you have that connection with the Haitian community and it's strong. I want to ask both of y'all this right here on camera. I know you were on our podcast last season before the election happened.
Absolutely.
How do both of y'all, whoever can answer, how do both of y'all feel about what happened with this election? Let's go.
I feel inspired. I feel challenged. I like to know who my ops are. I like to know. I don't like sitting in the room and pretending like we're all buddy, like everything is fine, like everything is going to be great when everything is not. So at opportunities to have despair and have anxiety, you also have opportunities to step and show who you are and push your ideas and push your interests and push your community forward.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm happy to announce here on this platform that we're going to run Lulu for president.
Oh.
Wait, hold up, wait. No, you gotta say that louder.
Period.
Yeah, we're going to run Lulu for president.
Lulu for president of Haiti or president of America?
We're going to go down the list because there's a lot of stuff that I feel like we are especially equipped to fix in our community. So we're going to start with president because I feel like that's easy. They let anybody be president.
Hey, I was just about to say that.
Say
Thank you. He took the words right out of my mouth.
They
He took the words right out of my mouth.
They might as well let a foreigner do it.
You know, might as well. When she's done with that, we're going to run her for Senate. We're going to run her for governor.
Well, I mean, isn't president's the highest seat? So run for Senate and then presidency.
They let anyone in there.
No, they let anybody be president. Bro, they let Buddy from Apprentice double back. They let Buddy from Apprentice double back like he was qualified.
I'm through.
Like, what are we really talking about? Like, no.
Okay, so how do you feel about what happened with the election and everything like that, Lulu?
I love a challenge, yeah?
Okay.
And America hasn't been challenged this hard. You know, there's such a thing as people being privileged and never experienced hardship. And I'm looking forward to see the hardship that America's about to go through and how they overcome or will not overcome it. And, you know, for so long, the Grand Old Party says they know how to run things better. Now they own all three. We're about to see how they do. You know? So show us what you do best. So show us what you do best, and we'll see how it goes in the next 4 years.
All right, well, Ghana, I'll see you probably in the next 2 years, all right? I'm out of here. Anywho's, man.
And I laugh, and I want to clarify why I laugh.
Okay.
I laugh because I think Republicans teach us as black people in America very important lessons every time they get into power. So for this year and moving forward, at least for the next 4 years, my political affiliation is Pine Hills. That's my number one concern. I got to work with whoever's in power, whoever wins. You understand?
You know what? I sat attorney Greg Francis down here.
Yeah.
And I asked him what advice he could give to young people trying to come up and be lawyers or whatever it is. And honestly, the man said, start in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Start in your hood. Black folk don't do that often.
Not often.
Not or enough, I should say.
Not often enough.
You know what I mean? And I think that is a real thing. You have to start in your neighborhood. You have to start having these conversations in which, even if they're young, they have to understand what's really happening in the world right now. This is not the 1980s. This is not the 1990s. This ain't even the early 2000s. This is crazy out here right now.
Yeah.
You got to be educated as to what's going on, and it's serious. It's very serious. So with that being said,
yes.
What were you about to say?
I was about to say, like, I totally agree because even in business, they say, like, you have to start with your first 1,000 true fans. And YouTube is one of the platforms that put that into effect because they require you to have that first 1,000 subscribers because those people last with you for years. And the first 1,000 people that you can reach and communicate your platform to or your vision, they're the one that will spread the message further. So start within your community, build the first 1,000 people that you can reach and tell your message, and that will spread like wildfire. And that's one thing that I've learned. Even if we don't fully disagree with the Trump presidency, he knows how to spread the message. So start small and build.
I'm actually grateful for this because I think a lot of greatness comes out of adversity. And one thing that one example of why I'm grateful for this new era that we're going into is something as simple as content. You know, that's how we met. That's how the three of us met. You good?
I'm just looking at the camera.
No, we're still rolling.
The three of us met by creating content, by creating IP.
Yeah.
And I'm still on Twitter. I'm still on the app formerly known as Twitter. Their parents named it Twitter.
I'm still call it Twitter.
I'm gonna call it Twitter. You feel me?
Formerly known as
Twitter recently put out an update to their terms of use.
Yeah.
I'm an OnlyFans, so it don't even matter.
All right.
Basically, Twitter telling y'all, hey, so the same way like we're an app, we own your content. You post on here, you're agreeing to let us own your content in perpetuity.
Oh, wow.
And all these apps are doing it because that's the only way to monetize a social media platform.
Right.
Well, my people are leaving Twitter because of who Trump and his boyfriend, his homeboy, like That's why. If that's why we leave, okay, cool.
I am screaming.
That's not something I'm necessarily passionate about because I never wanted a Tesla to begin with. But at least that's teaching my people, okay, leave that platform. That's not for you. You don't own that. Twitter don't pay out enough to justify owning all the IP on Twitter.
Yeah, and I heard about that.
So build your own website, launch your own campaign, get your own mailing list, build your own following, and serve your people on your platform. I think Lou's one of the first persons I've seen make a radio show and make a website to go with it.
Yeah, true indeed.
You know, and
true indeed.
I did. You're right.
That's
I did.
Hold on.
That's
I did.
True indeed. Come on. True
This
indeed.
is way before people were turning their radio show into a podcast and then also video capture and put it on YouTube at the same time.
True indeed.
Nothing about growth is comfortable. Nothing about growth
hard.
is easy.
Stuff.
And if this is a growing era and it take a Cheeto-colored head of state to promote some growth in the black community, I think we're long overdue, and I welcome it. So
I welcome adversity.
Yeah, run it.
All right, now listen, before we wrap up, because I want to go back and party too.
Yes, that's fine.
Now, it's Classic Weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know when you guys are going to see this, because, I'm a slow editor. Whatever, it is what it is.
Can't rush perfection.
You're going to get it when you get it.
Can't rush
Yeah, you know
perfection.
what I mean?
It'll be perfect.
FAMU, BCU.
Fam.
Fam.
Every day.
Okay.
That's not even a
Fam.
question.
Like-
Okay, hey, wait, hold up. Hey, look, hey.
Hold on.
I'm from New York City. I don't know nothing about this. All right, just hold on, but give me a second.
You wearing the coat.
On top of that, wait. On top of that, what do you feel with the amount of violence that has transpired in the last, the last 11 months in Orlando in any function? I bring this up to say this. EDC just happened, right? The police presence was great, but it was minimal. I saw videos of police dancing around, hugging people, having fun. Why is it that when Classic comes around, the police presence is different and the violence is different?
Because them Wildcats gonna get jumped.
Oh,
Them
fuck
Wildcats gonna
me.
get beaten to
Oh
the
my
ground.
God.
It's gonna be a lot of violence in that football
Period.
field.
Bro, you can't, no. I got,
But all jokes aside, in all
thank you,
seriousness,
because
in all
I don't,
seriousness, in all seriousness, I believe that Classic, I don't even like certain conversations. I don't like the premise that we're talking about Classic, so we have to talk about violence. So we're talking about Classic, so we have to talk about the police presence.
True.
What's understood is understood, but again, I think EDC, in comparing to EDC, comparing something that we're doing to EDC is not fair, because EDC the groundwork for EDC has been a little bit different. A lot of things that black people own, it started as a mom and pop operation. It started as, okay, we're gonna have a kickback, we're gonna have a tailgate because we know we're gonna play this football game at this time.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that because we move culture, it evolves into a multi-billion-dollar platform. EDC probably had some money when they started, because it's not cheap to come out with all them lasers and things. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not giving grassroots.
While I apply, it might be. This is not my grassroots.
Right.
I was not in that grass.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Salute to EDC. As someone who's active in the Orlando community, I'm very grateful for being able to be in a city where we can
It gave a lot of people jobs and opportunities.
It's a lot of money.
A lot.
That's a lot of money. I don't know about the jobs, but I know it's a lot of money that came through.
I know. You know how many security companies they had to hire for that shit?
Absolutely.
And a lot of them are black folk.
And if you're a black-owned security company,
more power to you.
I'm reaching out to you to
Get the contract.
Yeah.
get that contract.
Get paid.
Draft
Get
the
paid,
proposal.
young. Get
Hey,
paid.
No, for real, draft that proposal, because the one thing about black, like, again, we would rather be comfortable than to grow.
Yeah.
And that alone takes us out of the conversation, a lot of these more serious conversations.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There is a ceiling, but I don't think Classic has hit that ceiling yet. I just
Okay.
think we need our community to rally around and really step and show what our abilities are. We can provide our own security. I represent Pine Hills for a reason. Pine Hills is a global brand. It's just black folks don't know how to take an opportunity. Okay, y'all calling us Crime Hills? Y'all making us go nationwide
You know what
news?
the crazy part is? We put that on us. We put that on us.
Did we?
Crime Hills. Yeah, we put that on us.
Did we?
We started naming that shit that.
We're not really
Alright.
leaders like that.
Okay. All right.
We're not really leaders.
We can
like
agree
that.
to disagree.
I don't think we counter promote enough. We take the narrative and okay, that's what they put on us. Cool.
We run with it.
We run with it. We're gonna make the best out of it. I'm tired of us making the best out of it. I want us to make greatness out of it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great mindset.
Pine Hills is prime real estate. People talk to me like I'm crazy. I run over, why you promote Pine Hills so much?
I'm glad I'm not from none of those hoods.
The more Orlando grows, the more you get another 5-star hotel in downtown Orlando. That makes my property value go up because I own my home 10 minutes down the road. I can get downtown faster than the mayor can. What are we talking about? But we have to take that initiative.
Should have never let Jay get the mic.
And a lot of money in the black community is new money. We're not quite comfortable with having money yet. Like, we're still new wealth in a lot of, especially in this country. So comparing us to old money or old money investments, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's just. I don't think that's productive. But what I do know is it's them rattlers, man. And BC.
Oh my God.
BC, you might as well stay home. It's love, though.
Lulu, are you
Bring that tail over here.
Lulu, you already said your piece with the whole thing, but. Because you are our special guest.
Do the thing.
What's the thing?
Do the thing, yeah.
What's that?
That's all right.
I don't even know what that is.
Your viewers will know.
I don't know.
That's all I needed.
I don't even know what that is.
That's fine.
What is that?
Oh, she make it look good, don't it?
Oh, that's like the Rattler thing? Is that what that is?
I did not know.
Finish your show, bro.
I'm not from here.
Finish your show.
I'm not from here.
You fired.
Finish your
I
show.
am? You want to take over the show?
Yep.
All right, bet. Come sit down. Right here. Anyways, look, listen.
I missed y'all.
Yo, boy, it would have been crazy if we had our own radio show. But look, tell the people what you got. Do you have anything coming up that you want to let the people know about? Or you could just tell the people where they can find you at again.
All right, so first thing first, please follow my business page. That is Charizme, Karizme. I want you who's listening, watching, to join the Riz Club. If you're a business owner who's looking to join other business owners like yourself, if you want to interact, you want to collaborate, you want to network, and you also want to learn how to build businesses, we have a platform of over 30 plus courses on how to build a better business. Join the Riz Club at charizme.com and follow me everywhere. Queen Loudwine, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, everywhere. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we about to head back over here to this all-black affair, Classic Weekend. You already know what it is. I'm about to find me somebody else to go ahead and sit down with because it is what it is. You know what I mean? Listen, love y'all to death. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And I told you guys numerous times that you never know who we're gonna have on the show. We have an amazing brother on the show right now. Civil rights activist, attorney.
A leader, an icon.
Come on, Jay. Come on. Because I'm about to hit the button with you. I'm about to hit the button.
An inspiration to the youth, to the future of this country.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And to me, because after I leave here tonight, I'm definitely investing in a pink tie. I'm definitely investing in some lapel pins. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
For the culture.
Attorney Ben. Come on, say it. Let's go. We about to.
Mr. Ben Crump. They know the vibes, man.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I wanted. I'm gonna give you some horns too.
I appreciate you, King. I appreciate you.
Hey, listen, we're gonna get right into it.
Okay.
All right, so you recently came back into town, right? You were out of town a moment ago.
I was.
You won a big case.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. Like, what was that about?
Yeah. Both them Jeans, family after long fight for justice. got a Dallas, Texas jury to return a verdict of $98.65 million, the largest in Texas history. A lot of people forgot about Botham Jones. It was before George Floyd. It was before Breonna Taylor.
I remember.
This was the brother who was doing everything right. I mean, he was an accountant at PricewaterhouseCoopers. He was sitting in his own apartment, minding his business, eating ice cream, watching football, when this white policewoman allegedly came into the wrong apartment, shot and killed him because she said she thought it was her apartment and thought he was a burglar. And then she claimed self-defense. And so, you know, it was a long journey, but we fight for full justice for our people, not just partial justice.
Yes, sir.
She got convicted of murder for killing him. And then the civil matter, we sued the apartment complex because the door was not closed properly, and they had known that the doors were not closing properly. And so they settled out of court, but the city refused to settle, and they keep arguing qualified immunity. And that's why we got this near $100 million verdict. Now we got to go up on appeal and fight to get justice, full justice for Botham Jean, this brother who was the best of us.
Thank you, sir.
Now, wait, let me ask you a question. How long did this process take?
6 years.
Jesus
6 years.
Christ.
It doesn't happen overnight. You have to stay the course. And just like we're about to be facing in these next 4 years, black people, we got to stay the course.
Absolutely.
We can't like throw in the towel and have a pity party. No, our ancestors faced much more daunting challenges than this here, and they were able to overcome it. So there's a precedent for us black people being able to overcome obstacles put before us by the enemies of equality.
Thank you.
Listen, it's Classic Weekend, Attorney Ben Crump. You're out here hosting the event with my good brother Ernest.
Yep.
Fam, you a BCU?
Damn you all day, bro.
What are we talking about?
Yo, listen, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
Wait.
I gotta laugh at you, because why you keep asking people
because
that?
I'm not
It's the
from
right
here.
list.
Listen, relax.
The highest
Listen.
seven hills.
All right.
Yeah, you already know.
Whose names is this?
All right, cool. I wanted the people to know.
The nerve.
But also, now, in light of, you know what? My question is this: in the minutia of your job,
Yes.
like, how do you find time to kind of like unwind and everything like that?
Well, you know,
Listen to time.
I have a great family, great support. You know, we have 14 officers around the country, so I have 50 lawyers who work with me, and so it's a team effort. So I go hard in the paint, but when I need a break, you know, they here to pick up the slack for me. And so, you know, I'm all about our people, our culture. So when I'm not fighting in the courtroom or in the court of public opinion, I'm writing, you know, I'm doing a lot of Hollywood stuff these days.
Hollywood?
Yeah, we think we're about to get nominated for an Oscar for a documentary called How to Sue the Klan. That's won pretty much every film festival. And so Samuel L. Jackson encouraged me to get involved with that. It's based on a true story. There's 5 black women who were courageous, who were shot by members of the Klan who went in the black community of Chattanooga, Tennessee, looking to shoot black people. Miraculously, none of them died, and the criminal process gave one Klansman a slap on the wrist of 3 months, and those black women said that wouldn't be the end of the story, and they sued the Klan, something that had never been done, and they won and set a precedent for all of us to follow today. It's such an inspirational 35-minute documentary, and so it's going to be what we call an Oscar documentary short. And so we encourage.
Listen, my co-host has a question for you as well.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
got to roll after that.
Yeah.
Outside of your work, what brings you joy and what brings you relaxation?
You know, queen. I have a 12-year-old princess. Me and my family just recently moved to Houston, so that was a big move. My wife and daughter love it, so that's good. Having them happy makes me happy. My mother, you know, she brags to the neighbors, so you always want to make your parents know that their sacrifices and investments were good. So those things make me happy, and really just trying to see black people striving, not just surviving, but striving. That is what gives me joy.
Okay.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You got any other questions for him?
Is there any message that you would like to share with the listeners, particularly those who are passionate about social justice and equality?
Yeah, right now, we need all the soldiers to run to the front line, because a lot of our people, understandably so, are discouraged after the election. But like the great African-American author Toni Morrison said, when you have times of uncertainty and crisis and injustice, that's when it's time for the artists to go to work and create and write, make music, come on, celebrate the culture more than ever. And so that's what we got to do. We got to fight for black history. We got to fight for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We got to fight for our children to have an equal opportunity at achieving their American dreams. And that's what the message is to all those young social justice warriors, those future civil rights lawyers. Y'all, now more than ever, we need you to step up to the front line.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's how you close out a podcast.
Absolutely.
You don't have to follow him, or you know who this man is.
You know who this man is.
You know who this man is.
Stop playing crazy.
All right? So listen, I want to thank you so much, brother, for taking your time out to sit down with Cocktails and Intellect podcast.
For uplifting the culture. It matters.
We're trying to do our best, baby.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Respect.
I appreciate that. All right. All right, y'all. We are back. Cocktails and Intellect podcast. We're about to wrap this up. It's Classic Weekend, man. My good brother Ernest, I appreciate you for having us here. I am Jade Events, doing dope things in the city. Music Fest Orlando's coming up next year. Big things, big things. And I hope I actually said that right, but either way, I'm gonna put the flyer on the screen. But yeah, it was a good night tonight.
It definitely was.
And it still is, because it's early. And I'm about to wrap this up, but I had to wrap this up in the proper way. I got my guest co-host with me who holds me down. Like if I need her, she's coming through.
Yeah.
So Gina, please tell the people where they can find you at.
Gina Bina.
And what you got going on? What the business is? You know what the business is.
You can find me at Gina Bina on Instagram.
There it is, Gina Bina on Instagram. But I also got a special guest to sit down with me real quick. He took his time out real quick to go away from his business of selling cigars to come and sit down with his boy.
Yeah.
My brother.
Yes, sir.
We got TJay in the building. Please tell the people where they can find you at on all social media platforms, please.
Listen, on Facebook, you can find me at TJay James. Also, on Instagram, it's Magic Trays Holy Smoke. That's MAGIQTRES Holy Smoke. Listen, we are excited. We are only 1 year old. We launched a mobile hookah and cigar lounge. And when I tell you it's the hottest thing in Central Florida, listen, I just launched my own private cigar line, GC Cigars. I got a Connecticut, I got a Habano, and a Maduro cigar. But listen, for my ladies, I even got an infused French vanilla coffee cigar. It's the hottest thing I got going in the motorcycle community and at the different events that we're going to. Big shout out to my brother Ernest Wilson and Jade Events for entrusting me to be his exclusive cigar vendor. Listen, for me to retire from law enforcement and launch a new business, we really stepped out on faith. I know we're doing cigars, but listen, my wife and I, we just came up with a crazy idea, and it is skyrocketing in the Central Florida area. And I'm so excited about it. I got my flyer here. Listen, before I became a deputy of 20 years, I used to be a barber. So originally my trailer was going to be a mobile barber shop. But because of COVID, my wife was able to retire, and I was able to retire, and I say, you know what? I'm a cigar enthusiast. I'm not an aficionado yet.
Right.
But I'm a cigar enthusiast, and my wife loves to smoke the hookah. And let me tell you something. People have gotten behind us, and they are supporting us. And like I said, if you get a chance to see my mobile lounge, I promise you, you're gonna book us. 863-444-1122. That gets you directly to me. You gotta book us. Hey, in the words of Deion Sanders, I ain't hard to find. Trust me, I ain't hard to find. And I just want to say again, thanks to Debonair and Ernest Wilson, Jade Events, for allowing me to be your exclusive cigar vendor. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm geeked up right now. I'm geeked up.
As you should be.
Got a chance to mingle and socialize with my brother, attorney Benjamin Crump. Big shouts out to him, my fraternity brother. Yeah. And listen, Abdil, shouts out to you, man. I appreciate you for the love and support from day one.
Man, I try my best, baby. I try my best, man. You already know what it is, man. Look, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is the closeout of this particular episode of the Classic Weekend All Black Affair. I had to sit people down that meant something to the community in general. And also, I want to give a big shout out to DJ Yoshi, DJ Demp, DJ Boweezy. I want to give a big shout out to Ernest Wilson, IMJ Events. Big shout out to Greg Francis, and I want to give a big shout out to Attorney Ben Crump for sitting down. Big shout out to Cnel, he had to slide off. Big shout out to J14, you know what I mean? You already know what time it is. Pine Hills J, all of that good shit. All our special guests and hosts. Big shout out to Gina for sitting down with me.
Oh, no problem.
You know what I mean? I appreciate you. You already know what time it is. You know what I mean? Listen, love y'all to death. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.